Welcome to Hump Day Wednesday, March 24th, 2021. Well, the small little storm system that came in late last night is going to be moving through the southern part of the Rockies and southern plains today and moving out. So there's going to generally be a break developing today. The next disorganized storm system arrives on Friday, but it's going to be kind of chilly. I know a lot of you probably have noticed it's been kind of chilly here with temperatures a good 5 to 15 degrees below normal in many areas. And that coolness will ease a little today and tomorrow, but overall through Friday, it's still going to be cold. We've got this next storm system approaching Thursday night and into the day on Friday. Then a warm-up is coming for the weekend and into Monday. So things are looking a little more like spring by this weekend and early next week, but then another system arrives late Monday into Tuesday. We do not have a big storm queued up for you over the next 5 to 7 days, but a couple of small ones. Taking a look at temperatures, we talked about, it's kind of feeling chilly. These are temperatures this morning relative to average, and you can see that there's just a large part of North America going all the way up to Greenland through central and western Canada into the western United States. That's colder than normal. So that chill you feel, if it feels a little out of place, well, it kind of is, at least relative to averages for this time of year. All the warmth in the Great Lakes and the eastern areas of the United States. Now, we'll see this change, and we'll show it to you. We do see some warmer temperatures coming, but we do have some cooler, unsettled weather to go through. We got a nice big area of high pressure in the eastern Pacific. Here's today's little low. This is what came through some areas up here last night and early this morning and is sliding south and east. This low will swing over and move this way, weaken a little bit, but there's another wave in behind it. As long as this high pressure ridge stays here in the eastern Pacific, the jet stream, which I'm highlighting its path right here, that continues to allow northwest winds aloft. And when the ridge is there, we get colder. So it's going to stay cool and it's going to stay unsettled probably through the day on Friday. This next little wave, as you'll see right here, drops south, and we have an elongated area of low pressure that comes in overnight Thursday into Friday. Again, nothing that's going to be terribly organized. This low in the eastern Great Lakes is what's down here in Colorado today and New Mexico. We will see southern areas of Colorado and New Mexico get more rain and snow today, which is good news. This system, though, will be followed by this high pressure, which will come off the eastern Pacific and want to head inland by the weekend, and there it is. The jet stream flow by Sunday afternoon, this is by Sunday morning, straightens out with a little bit of a broad ridge of high pressure over the Intermountain West. We have this upper level low down into southern Arizona and New Mexico. This won't produce much weather and will stay south of most of you. Now, this next front coming in looks rather vigorous but quick moving. That's what's going to come in as we get into late Monday and Tuesday. So a bit unsettled through Friday. The weekend brings a warm-up that lasts through a good part of Monday. Then this next system, the middle of next week, is when we expect the next change coming our way. Notice the amount of blue and gray up here. In the northern latitudes, there's still a lot of cold air up there, and that's going to keep the jet stream active and busy. But at the same time, at least over the next 5 to 7 days, we have little systems, but no big systems. Just to give you a representation of the warm-up that's coming, this is by Saturday afternoon. Notice all the orange and the yellows. These are temperatures warming to above normal temperatures. Now you can see the impact of the snow cover still in parts of Wyoming and far northern Colorado. That's going to keep our temperatures still a little bit below average this weekend, but warmer than where we are now. As we get into Monday night and Tuesday, there's the next front. The main low is up into Canada, dragging a vigorous front through, so this will be a nice shot of snow for the mountains, some rain and snow showers for the plains, and colder temperatures for Tuesday. However, we're likely going to see that move rather quickly, not go down into the Four Corners and become a storm like the last one did, but move through in a day or two. Now, this is by the end of next week. Notice by the end of next week, the high pressure ridge is now more westward towards the Aleutians. And what that will do is allow a trough to come in more off the coast of British Columbia and off the Pacific Northwest coast, which means for the central plains and the Rockies, that is a southwest wind. Now, if this transpires around Good Friday and into Easter weekend, well, that could actually mean that the Easter weekend could be warm, or at least warmer than it is now. Now, we could see things change. Now, this trough could end up being more displaced into the Rockies, but right now it's being forecasted by really all the modeling to stay off the west coast. That means the end of next week and Easter weekend, well, might bring some spring-like weather. And there it is. If that solution I just showed you ends up being true, then warm air gets pushed out of the desert states and into the high plains and Rockies. And look at that. That would make a lot of people really happy if we have a warm Easter weekend. However, that's something that's 7 to 10 days from now. So we'll give that as a question mark, but it's something that I know a lot of folks are going to be interested in, and we'll keep an eye on that Easter weekend and see if it ends up mild with this type of pattern, or maybe this trough off the west coast decides to come inland next weekend instead of staying off the coast. This is the forecast precipitation. This is through Saturday afternoon. You can see the big winner is the Four Corners region of Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. There's going to be another round of some snow. They really need the snow in these areas here for some late season snowpack buildup. Good for them. But if you want to see the most active weather, it's going to be there. Notice there's green and blue and patches of gray elsewhere. So again, as we have been talking about this week, disorganized low pressure. We are going to see some areas of rain and snow on the plains late Thursday night and into the day on Friday, and up into the high country, some snowfall, but nothing really heavy. This is what the snowfall forecast looks like through Saturday afternoon. Again, most of this is going to be Thursday night and Friday, with Saturday and Sunday turning drier. Taking a look at the last 14 days of precipitation, this shows the anomaly of precipitation over the last 2 weeks. The blue is much above average precipitation. The green is above average. The brown is below average. So if you were to look at the normal precipitation that falls in this 2-week period from yesterday to the prior 2 weeks, you can see the focal point of the storms has been in the nation's midsection, where, quite honestly, it really, really needed it. Look at Nebraska. Parts of south central and eastern Nebraska, we got even more rain in this area last night. Nebraska and parts of western and central Kansas and northeast Colorado and southeastern Wyoming really getting a big shot in the arm. We'll update the drought monitor for you Thursday, tomorrow, and see if we've seen any more drought status changes. I think we're certainly going to see that here. There were some areas of eastern Nebraska over the last 2 weeks that have picked up 6 to 7 inches of rain. Haven't seen moisture like that since 2019. Thanks for watching and listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Have yourself a good